Hi, warriors. Thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about three major poses in yoga, the warrior poses, warriors 1, 2, and 3. Now, all of the poses in yoga come from ancient myths. And if you want to learn some origin stories, I highly recommend Myths of the Asanas. All right, let's talk about some warrior poses here. Warrior 1, it's a pretty long stance. Both hips are facing the same direction. You bend your front knee till it's over the ankle, and the back foot is nice and flat, toes slightly pointed out. Arms are up, shoulders are back and down. Warrior 2 is an open hip position, and it's even a little bit longer than Warrior 1. If you start out with a nice wide stance with parallel feet, you turn one set of toes to the side and your other set slightly towards the midline. Again, you're gonna bend this front knee till it's over the ankle, and just as much as you're bending to the front of the mat, you are rooting like crazy out the back of the mat. Arms are out wide. Make sure your neck is free. And then find a steady gaze over those fingertips. Warrior 3 is really good for strength, balance, and stability. When entering, I like a soft standing leg. Reach your arms up by the ears. Your other leg is gonna start to float. And you are gonna press out of that heel while pulling your fingertips in the opposite direction. Light your whole body up like a plank pose. Now, every once in a while, when I'm doing these poses, I think to myself, how can they relate to martial arts poses? And, oh, Russell's here. Russell.
Hey, Allison.
Oh, this is perfect. So, yes, this is my husband, but this is also a high-ranking black belt in Kempo Karate. And so we were talking about warrior poses, and we were talking about if they relate to martial arts at all. So, any thoughts?
Yeah, I was watching you go through those three poses, and I immediately thought of three basic kicks: front kick, side kick, and back kick. So if we're looking at these postures, and specifically just focusing on the hip positioning, Warrior 1, hips are facing the front. So if Allison's my opponent and I want to use my front kick, I'm going to turn my hips to the front and I'm going to chamber the knee. And again, I can kick off the back leg or the front leg with that open hips towards the front using my front kick. Warrior 2, hips are to the side. Okay, so now I turn my hips to the side. Now I can do my side kick. And then the third one is Warrior 3. Let's say Allison she's coming up from behind. Uh-oh, she's going to get me. I'm going to turn my hips down, point to the ground, and then just like Warrior 3, I can lean forward and shoot my back kick. Allison, I brought a friend with me today, too. Do you know Bob? This is Bob. Bob's going to help us demonstrate some other ideas. So I was thinking, when you're looking at the hips transitioning from the front to the side, that's a way that we use to generate power. So if I'm in my guard stance here, okay, my hips are somewhat to the side, I can use my jab. And if I turn my hips to the front and use my backhand, I'm going to generate a lot more power and gain more reach. Okay, so just working front to side, okay, you get all your kicks. Or your back kick. All right, so there's a couple things I thought of.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for stopping by.
All right.
All right, and thank you all for tuning in. And next week, I'll have something fresh for you.